So DD2 now out onto the circuit for the first time this weekend in terms of a true competitive nature. And we have 16 drivers now out on the circuit. Glenn Van Parijs took pole position in qualifying, and he actually stated on his social media page that he's broken the previous record by nearly half a second. That is an impressive feat in itself. So he starts on pole position, the 401 from Bouvin Power, and he is the defending DD2 champion for 2021 now. Considering he's been running in a lot of competitions. He's also been running in Porsche Cup cars as well over the last couple of seasons or so. Zanab Shublak will be starting behind his countryman, but in different colours this year, as he's in the colours of SB Motorsport. Ville Vililainen from Finland will be alongside Glenn Van Parijs on the front row. Jannik Gussens in the 490 from Sherpa's Racing will be on row 2 alongside Shublak, so it's an all-Belgian row 2. Mick Knowlton from GKS Lemons Power representing the Netherlands on row number 3. On the inside of that row on position 5, Anthony Millet running on the EOS chassis representing France, and the Triple 4 will be alongside Paulo Besancenes and Jordi Clermont from France and Belgium respectively. They line up on row number 4 with Belgium's Sebastian de Grande in the 447 and Ricards Subekis from Latvia in the 471, rounding out the top 10. Completing the 16-strong grid, it is Denmark's Matthias Lund, the Netherlands' Imke Arts, and then from on 13th and 14th, both representing France, Aymeric Guerin, Enzo Boulogne, and then Hannes Border from Germany, and Mikkel Tigersen from Denmark, rounding out the 16-strong. So this is where things will get rather interesting once again, as we have 7 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap. So it will be Van Parijs and Viliainen that will lead the field towards the start-finish line and get things underway. Well, the question is, where is Viliainen? Now, I think he hasn't... Well, he's showing that it's on the timing screen. But it looks like there is a gap where Viliainen was meant to be. Are we ready? Are we steady? Ladies and gentlemen, lights out. We are off and racing. Oh, and Shublak brings back surges of old, trying to go up the inside of former teammate Glenn Van Parijs as they head through turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Varsky, it's a three-way scrap, a little bit further down the order. As off the circuit. Oh, that was a big moment. And that is for one of the RM Concept drivers, Viliainen, actually, and that driver now had a massive moment coming out of turn 4, through into turn 5, the back end span around, and then all of a sudden, now I've got a feeling that's probably going to be the likes of either Aymeric Guerin or Enzo Boulogne that has just had a massive drama. But Viliainen showing down towards the back end of the field. Now, the thing is the Finn out on track? We'll probably find out momentarily when they all come across the line, but it is Glenn Van Parijs that leads. Zanab Shublak in second. Jannik Gussens in third place. Mick Knowlton up to 4th. And it was Enzo Boulogne, the 469, whose kart was beached on the inside of turn 5. So a real shame for the Frenchman. So it looks like we are down to 14 drivers. And it's getting rather spicy in the mid-pack with the likes of de Grande, Besancenes, Arts, Lund, Tigersen as well, not too far behind, as Imke Arts is getting pressure from behind her as she's trying to attack Paulo Besancenes. Sebastian de Grande just up ahead. Ricard Subekis is behind the Belgian. So the drivers now really doing their level best to move forward. 5 minutes and 10 seconds plus an additional lap. The war starts waging on between the pair of Belgians. We'll make that a trio of Belgians at the front of the field. Van Parijs has a lead, a slender lead over Shublak. Gussens in third, a little bit further behind. Mick Knowlton and Jordi Clermont rounding out the top 5 positions. So the drivers really trying to do their level best. De Grande trying to close on Anthony Millet. There's a moment there. That is for the 432 of Tigersen and somebody else involved. Oh, someone's parking it. Now, that could be Subekis. I think that's Subekis down the middle of the Europlan. No, that's the 4... Yeah, that is Subekis. So the Latvian, I think he's got technical dramas and will have to park it. So Boulogne and Villainen confirmed, pretty much are confirmed as retirements. I think you could add Sebekis to that list, as both Boulogne and Villainen both now have officially retired. Villainen didn't even make it to the start, which gave an open gap for Jan Negusens. So 4 minutes plus an additional lap still to go in this race. That's a nice little move there. That is from Sebastian de Grand. And he's just got past one of the other drivers up front. That would be Jordi Klebort, who is running with... now, that is a GK... That's an Esprit chassis. Or Tony Cut. Well, he's in GKS colours. But, you know, the biggest thing here is that things are tightening up. Anthony Millet coming under fire from the likes of Mick Knowlton, Sebastian Dugron not too far behind. So these drivers pushing. We've got under the half of the race, plus an additional lap still to go. And Van Parijs has got the jump on Shriblack. Shriblack now nearly 4/10 of a second adrift. Jarni Gussens keeps the top three within a second of itself as of the previous lap time. Anthony Millet now battling away with Mick Knowlton. So Millet, one of the EOS drivers, looks to be the RM Concept livery. The team run by Morgan Riche. De Grand still in 6th position. Jordi Klerbot in 7th. Paolo Besancenes from France in the 405, not too far behind Matthias Lund, and Imke Arts round out the top 10. However, Mick Knowlton looking to get past Millet at a moment's notice. Down the short drag from turns 9 to 10 go the pair, as De Grand has lost a little bit of time. But at the front of the field, Ben Van Parijs and Zanab Shiblak. And yeah, so Tiggerson and Sebekis have been confirmed as retired. We're now down to 12 drivers, the last of which is the 404 from France of Anthony Millet. As now, that's a great move there. That was Amérique Guérin, my apologies there, as it's been a switchback fest between Knowlton and Millet, but Knowlton's got in front of the French driver, but Sebastian de Grand is closing. And we're going to see some great racing here as that's a great move there. A great move there from Besancenes on Jordi Klerbot, who gets a bit from behind for his troubles. Up the inside goes. That is Matthias Lund. So Jordi Klerbot now drops 2 positions in as many corners. Now Matthias Lund looking to go up the inside of Besancenes. Has a bit of a wobble there going through at turn 12, and that nearly allowed Jordi Klerbot to get back past. So Besancenes trying to keep in front of Matthias Lund. Jordi Klerbot looking to go up the inside through turn 2. No dice yet for the trio in terms of swapping positions. But Mick Knowlton still ahead of Anthony Millet. Sebastian de Grand now closing in for the battle for what is 4th position on the road. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining on the clock, plus an additional lap. But at the front of the field, Zandop Shriblack, adorned in new colourage for 2021, has closed the gap on former teammate, and now, you know, they're good friends off the track, but they are fierce rivals on it. The battle for the lead well and truly on. Out of turn 11 comes Glenn Van Parijs and Zandop Shriblack. They have dropped, well, effectively, if you were to say that Tom Coronel was Zandop Shriblack right now, Yannick Gussens would be eating his dust as they go on to the penultimate lap of this race. Lap 8. Zandop Shriblack looking at an opportunity to strike past Glenn Van Parijs. This particular occasion, Van Parijs still stays ahead and still stays resolutely in front of his countrymen. There is Yanni Gerson. So up the inside goes Anthony Millet on Mick Knowlton. And that was a great dice between the pair of them. And now Sebastian de Grand now has an opportunity to keep, well, to maybe even get into the top 5 on his first race of this season here in the BNL Karting Series. So this time around, it's going to be the last lap, but the gap between Shriblack in second, Van Parijs leading the way. Van Parijs now the lap record holder in qualifying trim. Gap now just over 0.178 of a second between the two. On to the final lap, the 9th and final lap of this race. Very, very dicey there between Messrs. Knowlton, Millet and de Grand, and Besancenes has closed in. He's got the homing beacon well and truly on the back bumper of Sebastian de Grand. De Grand makes a mistake, trying to go up the inside and Olsen through turn 6 as Bess Sansenes, fires it up the inside, runs wide going through turn 7 off of the Europolan, and that has caused major dramas for those behind, and that has meant that Imke Arts, I believe, has got past Matthias Lund on the final lap of the race. Bess Sansenes now coming under pressure, but now Van Parijs goes ultra defensive through turn 12. Does he run wide coming out of the final corner? I don't think he has. It's going to be a run to the line. Schublack by 0.135 comes across the line, but there was debris. Now, I think that was off of the back bumper of Glenn Van Parijs. Now, was there a bit of aggressive contact there between the two? And, Van Parijs has just come to a screeching halt, and that is on the exit of turn 3. Now, that was on the back bumper or on the exhaust? Now, the thing is, Van Parijs will not make it through. He'll make it on the back of the low load on the recovery vehicle, on the trailer. But he's now discussing with Thomas Leiner, I believe, there, with what has happened between him and... Now, I'm looking. That looks to be exhaust. That looks to possibly be exhaust, because that debris flung up off the back bumper of Van Parijs, and that would have been on the exit of turn 12. So Zonne Schublack provisionally takes the win ahead of Glenn Van Parijs. Yannick Gussens rounds out the top 3 for Belgium. Anthony Millet in P4, Mick Knowlton in 5th, Sebastian de Grand, Paulo Besancenes, Jordi Klebold, Matthias Lund, and Imke Arts rounds out the top 10. Aymeric Guérin and Hannes Border from France and Germany, respectively, round out the top 12 positions. So one of the things, if our broadcast director can do it at some point, if there is, and there is, that is the other kart. That's Enzo Boulogne in the 469 that will have this. So that's it for DD2 with drama on the very first lap, last lap of the race.